What's up, guys? Chris from the Coach's Corner here, and I want to focus this first video that I'm doing today on hand care. And I know that's kind of a weird thing to talk about, you know, when you get the manly men in the manly gym talking about hand care. But when it comes to the training that we do, keeping your hands healthy is an absolute must. And whether it's strongman training or Olympic lifting or kettlebell training, our hands take a beating with the training that we do. I don't know if you've ever tried to do the RKC snatch test, but if you don't do that the right way, your hands, they take a beating. You tear every callus, and next thing you know, you're a big bloody lump at the end of your hand, at the end of your wrist. And that's not how this is supposed to be. Fitness training and weightlifting and power training is not about, you know, how much pain can you endure before you have to, you know, put it down because your hands are goo. So what we're going to talk about today is how to take care of your hands, how I take care of my hands, and in relation to, because I do all of this stuff. I do Olympic lifting, I do strongman, I do kettlebell training. So, and I have never, ever torn a callus or rip my hands open. So I'm gonna give you guys some advice. The advice I have is you're gonna have to go to your local drugstore, and you're gonna have to pick up a couple of things. The first thing you're gonna need is what's called a corn shaver. You can pick them up in the foot care aisle of your local Walgreens or CVS or Rite Aid or whatever it is. Basically, it's a razor blade on a stick. It's a little plastic handle, they're about this big, and they have a single-edged razor blade on it. And what you do is you're gonna take your hands and you're gonna soak them in a bowl of water, or take a long bath. I know that's kind of another weird thing to talk about. But basically what you're gonna do is you're gonna soak your hands until they get really pruny, like you would if you were in the pool all day. So get your hands really saturated, get them really pruny, then take your corn shaver and you're gonna shave your calluses off layer by layer by layer. Now everybody kind of freaks out, that's kind of gross, I'm shaving my hands. Well, that's okay. I have never ever cut myself with this because it takes off a single layer of skin at a time. Pay attention to doing what you're doing, and you're never gonna go too deep. So shave your calluses down, get them all nice and even again. Take off the big built up calluses that bunch up when you pick up a barbell or a dumbbell or a kettlebell. And then what we're gonna do is the next thing you're gonna need, and who knows, you may have one, or your wife may have one of these. It's called a pumice stone. And the one that I got at a dollar store. It's just a little tiny stone. You get it wet, and then what you do is you take that pumice stone and you buff over the calloused areas in your hand. And what that's going to do is, even though you no longer have that tough built up skin, what it does is it toughens up the area where the tough built up skin used to be. So now you have this really tough part of your hand that's still relatively smooth and not built up, and it's not gonna bunch up when you pick up weight. So the other thing you can do as well, and this is definitely not the manliest thing, but real men take care of their hands, is at night when you go to bed, get yourself a good moisturizing hand cream or a lotion, something thick. Udder cream is a great one. Put it on your hands. Go to bed. When you wake up in the morning, your hands are going to be the skin on your hands will be way more pliable. That's what we're talking about here, is making sure we don't tear our hands. So the next time you guys go to your local drugstore, or you're gonna go and you know that you've got, you know, some heavy snatches coming up, whether it's Olympic snatches or kettlebell snatches, if you've got a heavy hardcore day of training coming up, I totally recommend that you get out there and take care of your hands first, because your hands are gonna thank you. You'll be able to train better, because the reason you wanna take care of your hands is the minute you tear your hands or you rip a callus, your hand's kinda like this for about a week, and you really can't do much. You can train legs, but that's really it. So you're stuck in the position of you can't train if you don't take care of your hands. So until next time, folks, visit the Coach's Corner, go buy the stuff that you need, take care of your hands, and I'll see you next time.